Welcome to Revive Podcast, and I'm your host, Elder Sylvia Kwekwe. This podcast is being sponsored by Trade Network and Logistics Ghana Limited and Trade Network and Logistics Services Free Zone based in Dubai. We have also Abiam's Mashki sponsoring this podcast. Abiam's Mashki, I've tasted it, tastes good, very refreshing, and I encourage that you have a taste of this Abiams. Trade Network is into logistics services, both local and international logistics services. If you are in need of any logistics provider, call Trade Network on 0244 817405. And for Abiams Mashki, call this number 0240 324633. 0240 324633. Thank you for the sponsorship. You are welcome once again. Today we are discussing entrepreneurship and religion. And the one to do us the honor to discuss this topic is our elder Ernest Kluvia of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Middle East in particular. I'll give him the honor to introduce himself and any other business that you have. Please let us know before we go on to the talk. Thank you.
Thank you. As you rightly said, my name is Ada Ernest Kluvia. I'm a businessman. I'm into a lot of businesses. One, I'm into real estate. Then I'm into Airbnb. Then I am into poultry farm. Then I am into I motivate the youths, and then I support a little businesses here and there, which I cannot mention all of them here. And then I am to importing and exporting also. I'm into almost everything, something there. Whatever brings income that makes me comfortable, I am to that. And I'm always open to other businesses.
You are really a big man.
Yes.
You are the right person to take us through this topic of entrepreneurship and religion.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Now, I want you to tell us a little bit more also about your family. Then we move on to the discussion.
Okay, so by the grace of God, I'm married to one wife, a very beautiful woman. She is called Martha Himanaka. She has added my name to her name. She's called Mrs. Martha Kluvia. By the grace of God, I have two strong boys, Eliklim and Enam, who are now almost. Enam completed DHS and is waiting for his SS. Eliklim is also in SS, almost about to complete. So I'm a father of two and a husband to one wife.
Thank you so much for that talk of your family. Today we want to talk about entrepreneurship and religion.
Thank you.
In a brief summary, tell us what is entrepreneurship and then religion.
Okay, so entrepreneur, if you say somebody is an entrepreneur is somebody who look at businesses and then take the risk to invest into it. So an entrepreneur basically we will say is a businessman. And religion basically is somebody who believes in God or believes in something. I mean, religion is about God, but people have different opinions about it. So I will talk about my religion, which is Seventh-day Adventist Church and then Christian. That is what I believe in.
Thank you so much. Adam, please tell us, what does the Bible teach about entrepreneurship and business ownership?
So the Bible teaches about business, and that you see, God actually created us to be our own businessmen and our own. So when you take the Bible, I always go with my Bible, and I want to read something from Genesis, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27. The Bible said, the reason why God created us. So 26 says that, then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over all the fish of the sea and over all the fowls of the air. And God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he them. Verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful, one. So God created you to be fruitful. Number 2, multiply. Number 3, and then replenish the earth and subdue it. So you see, these are 5 elements of the human life that God gave to us. So right from creation, God gave us business. So when you go to Ephesians, he says that we have to study ourselves to own our own businesses. So God gave us business to do. So he gave us the earth to manage it. So that is business that God gave to us.
Thank you, Ada. How can we remain faithful while pursuing profits and business growth?
So we are saying this from the Christian perspective. Because when you go to the world, they will cut corners and do their business. But we are saying, if God created me, then he gave me his power, his dominion, his wisdom, and then he is my creator. I must be faithful to him. So they say that if a man can love a woman, he must first love God. So if a man can be faithful in business, he must first be faithful to his God. So if you are faithful to God, then automatically you become faithful in your business. So how the world does their business, you are not going to do it that way. But you are going to do the business according to God's principle. And God's principle is truth. So if I'm going to give you, let's say, Maske, the owner has a vision that he must feed people who are hungry on their way. So after tasting Maske, I think I want more for my workers. You get it? So people who do this Maske and put in the wrong ingredients, put in a lot of sugar, they will tell you it is groundnut, but it is not there. But the person who does it, when he tastes it, I can taste the groundnut, the peanut there, I can taste the sugar is not that much. You see, so this person is trying to tell you that business must be done well. So faithfulness to God is faithfulness to man.
Ada, tell us your own experience. Have you encountered such situation where you had to choose the path of faith?
Yeah, I've experienced it before. There was this business I was doing. It was somebody gave me a contract. I'm into real estate. So he gave me a contract to build a hospital for her. And then what happened is that there was a middle person who is in charge of the business in Ghana here, and the sister was outside the country. Okay, so this person in the middle won his cards. And so he would tell me I should give the sum of the contract, maybe, let's say, $100,000. Then he will intend to tell the sister is $300,000. Okay, so he will come to me and said, okay, Ada, you have to append your signature to this. So when I look at the figure, I said, this is too much. He said, don't worry, you will get your money. And I said, no, I can't do that. I'm not into that. And he said that you lose the contract. Yeah. I said, well, God created me and God can supply my needs according to his riches in glory, not in riches in your pocket, not in riches in the economy, but in riches in his glory. So if God can take care of me, he brought it into my life. So if you don't want to, I can do that. So eventually I lost the contract and he gave off sort of story to his sister. The sister called me and I told the sister the truth. So then the sister wanted me to do the contract, but I said, no, it's risky. So I did it. So I've lost contract before. This is because I want to be faithful.
This is a real lifetime experience. I think we all need to learn something from it. Can an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship be considered a ministry?
Yeah, it's basically a ministry. Jesus is an entrepreneur. Jesus came to this earth. Why did he come? So that he will win the world. You get it? So Jesus is a businessman. So he came to do business. Like in the Bible, all the faith of our fathers, all the great men, They are all business people. So an entrepreneur is in the Bible. I don't know if I have the time to read something from Ephesians. I have a text that I always go with. See, so business is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong and a Christian being First Thessalonians chapter 4. I'm reading from verse 11 and 12. First Thessalonians chapter 4. I'm reading from verse 11 and 12. Give me a moment. So I'm reading verse 4, verse 11 of First Thessalonians chapter 4. And that is steady to be quiet and do your own business.
Okay.
And to work with your own hands as we commanded you. This is Paul talking to the Thessalonians. So he said that, and that is steady to be quiet and to do your own business and to work with your own hands as we commanded you, that ye may walk honestly toward them that without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. So this is it. So if you do your own business, you lack nothing, according to the Bible. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm just reading from it.
That will help in your ministry.
Of course. So this is a ministry. So if I am in a ministry, if I am a preacher and I'm a businessman, so what am I doing? I get money, I sponsored Christianity, I sponsored crusade, I sponsored that, I sponsored. So if God is part of your business, the business will never lack.
Sure.
When God is part of the business will never lack. You see, let me stress this a bit. In every human nature, there is a sense of worship. There is a desire to worship. So people worship the idol, people worship the sea, people worship the mountain, people worship the God. So every business have a spiritual backing to support it. Okay. So people go to this place, people go to whatever. Yeah. We the same day advantage to go to our God. Yeah. So if God is part of the business, so you must sponsor his God. So it is vice versa. So God is blessing you, you sponsor his business, God's business is going on, yours is also going.
Very well. Thank you so much, Elder. The discussion is becoming very interesting.
Thank you.
And I have a team here, and I want to open up the floor for them to also bring up a question or two for that they might have on their minds.
So I hope I'm not crucified.
Hello, Elder. How are you doing?
Good.
I have a question here. So, as a Christian, how do you stand out in a competitive market?
Okay, so how can a Christian stand out in a competitive market? Because you are a Christian, already you are standing out already. The fact that you are